Theresa May began the year with a healthy majority in Parliament, a commanding poll lead and an apparently unassailable grip on the Conservatives. She ends it relying on the Democratic Unionist Party to govern, with rebellion simmering among MPs on both wings of her party, yet doggedly insisting she is getting on with the job. But 2018 will bring a fresh set of daunting challenges. First, and colouring everything else, is Brexit. The Prime Minister snatched victory from the jaws of defeat in December by securing the EU27's agreement that sufficient progress had been reached to proceed to the next stage of negotiations. The deal, however, came with a £35 billion plus price tag, and exposed tensions over Northern Ireland and its border with the Republic that have been parked, rather than resolved. The UK could sign up to all the EU's rules and regulations, staying in the single market, which provides free movement of goods, services and people, and the customs union, in which EU members agree tariffs on external states. Freedom of movement would continue and the UK would keep paying into the Brussels pot. We would continue to have unfettered access to EU trade, but the pledge to take back control of laws, borders and money would not have been fulfilled. This is an unlikely outcome and one that may be possible only by reversing the Brexit decision, after a second referendum or election. Britain could follow Norway, which is in the single market, is subject to freedom of movement rules and pays a fee to Brussels, but is outside the customs union. That combination would tie Britain to EU regulations but allow it to sign trade deals of its own. A Norway A- deal is more likely. That would see the UK leave the single market and customs union and end free movement of people. But Britain would align its rules and regulations with Brussels, hoping this would allow a greater degree of market access. The UK would still be subject to EU rules. A comprehensive trade deal like the one handed to Canada would help British traders, as it would lower or eliminate tariffs. But there would be little on offer for the UK services industry. It is a bad outcome for financial services. Such a deal would leave Britain free to diverge from EU rules and regulations, but that in turn would lead to border checks and the rise of other non-tariff barriers to trade. It would leave Britain free to forge new trade deals with other nations. Many in Brussels see this as a likely outcome, based on Theresa May's direction so far. Britain leaves with no trade deal, meaning that all trade is governed by World Trade Organization rules. Tariffs would be high, queues at the border long and the Irish border issue severe. In the short term, British aircraft might be unable to fly to some European destinations. The UK would quickly need to establish bilateral agreements to deal with the cost guesses, but the country would be free to take whatever future direction it wishes. It may need to deregulate to attract international business, a very different future and a lot of disruption. May's cabinet held its first formal discussion of a potential future trade deal, the end state, in December, but little clarity is expected until the new year, with two rival camps vying to shape the debate.